In business news, Indonesia's parliament has passed a bill to revise the law on mining. It hopes to boost the development of domestic mineral processing industries and regulate mining permits for small businesses and religious groups. Chani Bhavani with this story.
Lawmakers unanimously agreed to pass the revised law. Among other things, it regulates controversial provisions, such as the management of mines by community organizations or religious organizations. Additionally, universities will only be beneficiaries of mining, instead of having the mines being managed by campuses themselves. The revised law also gives mining business permits to third parties, such as state-owned enterprises, regional-owned enterprises, and private entities. And these revisions are also aimed at boosting the development of domestic mineral processing industries and empowering people.
Menjawab perbaikan tata kelola, memberikan kepastian hukum dan kepastian berusaha, mewujudkan hilirisasi bagi peningkatan nilai tambah di dalam negeri, memberikan kontribusi bagi penciptaan lapangan kerja dan peningkatan penerimaan negara, serta yang terpenting adalah dapat memberikan manfaat sebesar-besarnya untuk mewujudkan Indonesia maju dan kemakmuran yang merata bagi seluruh rakyat Indonesia.
Anti-graft watchdog Indonesia Corruption Watch, meanwhile, have raised concerns regarding these revisions from the time they were being planned. This especially in regard to the expansion of the scope of recipients for mining licenses to include religious organizations and universities through affiliated businesses. The ICW argues that the revisions could be politically motivated and could potentially exacerbate corruption. Chandni Vatwani, CNA, Jakarta.
Exporters in Indonesia's mining and natural resources industry must keep all overseas earnings in the country for a year, starting from March. This move comes after President Prabowo Subianto signed a regulation aimed at strengthening the rupiah while bolstering central bank reserves by about $80 billion. Exporters will need to deposit all foreign currency earned into domestic banks within a year. This marks a shift from the current rule, which requires exporters to keep 30% of proceeds for at least 3 months. Deposit earnings can be used to pay dividends and non-tax levies, as well as fund procurement of capital goods not available locally. Mr. Prabowo says the mandate is essential to optimize revenue from natural resources for the nation as well as the people, given that most funds have largely been deposited in overseas banks. Exports from the mining, plantation, forestry and fisheries sectors amounted to $166 billion, or 63% of Indonesia's total exports last year. The rupiah has been amongst Asia's worst performing currencies against the dollar in recent months, amid concerns of increasingly unstable global trade and slowing economic growth. The new regulation will lend the government more power to tap into more money for the central bank reserves, with leaders hoping it will aid rupiah stability and boost domestic financing.